At the JDC, Strauss came to the attention of Felix M. Warburg, a JDC leader who was a partner in the investment bank Kuhn, Loeb Co. in New York City, and Harriet Loewenstein, a JDC European head who was an accountant at the bank. In addition, Hoover had introduced Strauss to Mortimer Schiff, another partner at Kuhn Loeb, who interviewed Strauss in Paris and offered him a job. In so doing, Strauss turned down an offer to become controller for the newly forming League of Nations. Strauss returned to the United States and started at Kuhn Loeb in 1919. As a result, he never did attend college, a fact that may have led to the perfectionist and defensive personality traits that he exhibited. Later in life, Kuhn Loeb's major customers were railroads, and by the mid-1920s, Strauss was helping to arrange financing for new railroad terminal buildings in Cincinnati and Richmond and for the reorganizations of the Denver and Rio Grande Western Railroad and the Chicago, Milwaukee, St. Paul and Pacific Railroad. By 1926, his yearly compensation from the firm had reached $75,000, equivalent to $1,240,000 in 2022. And by the next year, $1,20,000, equivalent to $2,022,000 in 2022. Subsequently, Strauss arranged the firm's financing for steel companies such as Inland Steel, Republic Steel, and Great Lakes Steel. He became a full partner in 1929, at which point he was making $1 million a year. And he endured the Wall Street crash of 1929 without significant financial damage. With the firm, he helped bring to market Kodachrome film for Eastman Kodak in the Polaroid camera. For Edwin H. Land, Udharan Chennai. On March 5, 1923, Strauss married Alice Hanauer in a ceremony at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in New York. Born in 1903. She was the daughter of Jerome J. Hanauer, who was one of the Kuhn Loeb partners. She was a New York native who had attended Vassar College and was a skilled equestrian and potter. The couple had 2 sons, one of whom did not survive early childhood. While in New York, they lived on Central Park West, then on the Upper East Side, and later on Central Park South. Strauss had involvements in the New York City community. In particular, he was on the board of directors of the Metropolitan Opera Company and later the Metropolitan Opera Association, and was also on the boards of the American Relief Administration and the American Children's Fund. He was a member of American Bankers Association and New York State Chamber of Commerce. Hoover was a candidate for the Republican Party nomination in the United States presidential election. 1920, Strauss campaigned for him and attended the 1920 Republican National Convention on his behalf. But Hoover failed to gain significant support. Strauss again worked for the this time successful campaign of Hoover in the United States presidential election. 1928. And was a member from Virginia that year of the Republican National Committee. Over several years, Strauss engaged in activities designed to strengthen the Republican Party in Virginia and the South. Overall, he also was committed to protecting the reputation of President Hoover. In 1930, on behalf of the White House, he conspired with 2 naval intelligence officers to illegally break into the office of a Tammany Hall follower in New York who was thought to hold documents that would be damaging to Hoover. During the 1930s, following Hoover's re-election defeat by Franklin D. Roosevelt in the United States presidential election, 1932, Strauss was a strong opponent of the New Deal. He shared this antipathy with Hoover, who increasingly adopted an ideologically conservative, anti-New Deal viewpoint in the years following his defeat. Strauss was active in Kuhn Loeb until 1941. although he resented restrictions imposed on investment banking by regulators in the Roosevelt administration and derived less enjoyment from the business. Nonetheless, in his role as an investment banker, Strauss had become vastly wealthy. And given his humble original circumstances, he has been considered a self-made millionaire and a Horatio Alger Tale. As one historian has written, Strauss's business success was the residue of luck, pluck, hard work, and good contacts. Strauss's biographer reaches a similar conclusion. Strauss reached the top because of his ability, ambition, choices of the right firm and the right wife, and the good luck to start out at a prosperous time. Due to his lack of higher education, Strauss has also been characterized as an autodidact.